Hey folks, it's day 72 of the 77-day video challenge. Actually, it's the next day. I missed a whole day too. Whoops. Well, it's 1 in the morning. Okay, well, at least it's day 72 of the videos for me. Have you realized the true gift? All this time, let's see. Last October, I was going to step away from Toastmasters completely because I felt I had gained everything I could that I wanted to get from them. I came back after a 3-year hiatus. I had come back to get my confidence back after a life-threatening accident and then being diagnosed with PTSD and having to do a lot of therapy. And that's another story for another time. But last October, I was thinking, I came back to get my confidence back and maybe this isn't for me. I'm just tired, blah, blah, blah. And we've got some very persuasive members at least at that time we belonged to 2 clubs. We have some persuasive members there that hooked us in for 6 more months. And something in the back of my head too was thinking, don't you want to try to compete one more time just to see if it's really the way you thought it was last year when you competed? Is it all bullshit? Okay. And so I thought, I had this speech I've been working on with the spatula. And I thought, I'm going to give it one more try. And I worked on this speech. And a lot of you have seen this speech so many times in every different incarnation of it. And I was thinking while I was doing this that I was getting this thing ready to take it later into a keynote to teach to people, which I will eventually. But I didn't realize until tonight the real gift, the true gift in that whole competition process. Okay? From the beginning, when I was writing that speech to give it at the club level, I was dragging my feet going, God, do I want to do this again? It is so exhausting. And then as I won at the club level, and I competed in 2 different categories. So I competed in 2 clubs, 2 areas, 2 divisions. And when I lost the international, and I said on here how disappointed I was in the judges not connecting with my message. And Mark Brown told me that's not your audience, Laurie. And that's what an excellent mentor does. They give you the truth and keep encouraging you. And I love that man because he is who he is. And Darren, too, for giving us Stage Time University to explore all these things. And I know there's some of you who've watched these videos and I'm not able to keep up with who they are. They're previous world champions in public speaking who are John's and my mentors and friends and part of our family. But, and I'm going off on some little tangent here, and I want to keep this brief. I was hurt Saturday. I took it very personal. That was a very intimate story I shared. And I was just going to walk away from Toastmasters thinking, you know what? I've done everything I came to do, and I stayed because I was competing, and I'm leaving. Except the Speakers Bureau, because we've chartered that club, and I'm not going to just bail on them because of my own ego or attitude. I can grow there as a speaker, where in the others, I was just thinking, all of a sudden yesterday, day before, I was thinking, you got to go into Pathways and you got to upload the speeches you've been doing with these contests, because I've had evaluators all along who are Toastmasters. And so I went into Pathways and I was looking at everything I have done, putting it in there. I'm like going, my God, I'm almost finished with my 2 paths, except for like 3 or 4 projects. And I was thinking, I'm not going to just leave this undone. I need to finish these. And I'm like, why do I care about this? Why am I wanting to do this? And I thought, because in finishing those projects, it's going to help me grow further. It's going to help me stretch further toward my goal in becoming a better speaker, a better communicator. And I'm getting my message out there even further with at least, there's 2 of the 3 clubs I'm going to stick with for a little while. I'm not paid till October with these 3 clubs. So I may as well get my money's worth, right? But it hit me while I was printing out the projects for each speech. I was asking myself, why don't I feel exhausted and tired over this? And it was like, because you competed, because you dragged your feet and you showed up and you kept competing, and it's built a stamina for you that now you can keep on doing these projects that before I put them on the back shelf because I was like, oh, I just don't have the energy for that. But I do now. Isn't that interesting that whole contest process had a whole different meaning now than I had intended for it when I went into it. It caused me to set a God, what's the word? To set a measure of showing up for myself, I guess. And these videos have helped too. Showing up for these. It's set that God, it's too late to be thinking of these words. It's set that consistency. There we go. Stamina and consistency. That I'm like, I'm not going to just back out of this. Now I'm going to keep this going and finish these projects with Toastmasters till both of these paths are done. And then I'll see how I feel. Okay? Because they're helping me toward my common goal. God, 7 minutes. I really didn't want it to go that long, but it took me that long to articulate what I was trying to. And so that's the question I want to ask you in closing here is, what have you been doing and working on in your own life that maybe it kind of feels exhausting and it's something you should take a break from or walk away from, and then you realize, wait a minute, that's not the whole point. That's not the true gift at all. It's this other thing. So we have to re-examine the stuff we're doing in our life, look it back in retrospect, and see what the true gift is. I'll talk to you all later, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.